Okay, I'm gonna go through some of these prospects up here right now. I'm gonna let you guys tell me, suspects or prospects? Yep, I believe it's gonna work. All right, I'm gonna call out your name. You're the one that brought the lead in. And I'll give you a few facts here. And just for the record, for you guys on tape, I'm holding up a property information sheet that I think it's, what is that, Marion? Or Morrow or Murray, huh? Murrow, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages of crap. There's only one page I care about. The rest of this is just killing trees. I don't need it, and neither does your mentor, guys, and neither do you. Creating monstrous piles of paperwork like that on a sheet like this is a waste of your time. First thing we got to do is to figure out whether this is a suspect or a prospect. Because if we don't get the right answers on here, we sure don't need none of that junk, do we? All right? So let's pre-screen this thing. And please do not send piles of papers to your mentors because they're not going to look at them. And we don't even need it until we get the right answers out of the seller. All right, Murrow, let's take a look at this. We have a $239,000 asking price, and we have a $240,000 loan. Therefore, the seller's asking what they owe or about. We have their value. They think it's worth about $303. His comps think that he agrees with them about $300 tops. But there's a $1,200 a month payment, and they're current, and they said, yes, I will lease option, and yes, I will sell for what's owed on it. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,200 square foot house located in where? South Carolina. Okay. All right. So Murrow, when did you get this lead? 4-3. How long ago was that? That would be 10 days ago.
Yes.
12 days. All right. So Murrow, this is for you to answer. What do you see here? Where are you? Okay. What do you see here?
I was looking
First of all, is it a suspect or a prospect?
Prospect.
It's about as hot as prospects get, isn't it? I mean, the seller's done everything except please get your butt out here and get my house. I told you to sell it for what they owe on it, right? And then they'll lease option to you as well. Okay, so here's the question. Do you lease option this property or do you take the deed?
Take the deed.
You take the deed. Now be careful. There's $240 owed on it. Well, you think it's worth $300 though, don't you? Yes?
The only reason I said 300 and not 315 is because 300's the most anything in that subdivision is sold for.
Uh-huh. But that was for cash to qualified buyers. That's for we put it on the market on a lease purchase for the $325,000 it should be selling for. Wouldn't
Correct.
you agree? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. So you get the deed. Now in South Carolina, your closing costs are about none, aren't they?
Almost.
Okay. And if that's the case, I would agree with you 1,000%, mostly because it's got a $1,200 payment on it. And it's a $300,000 house. He would be foolish to axe this deal. What do you think, if you put a lease option tenant buyer in this house, what do you think you could get per month, give or take?
1,800 to 2,000.
1,800, 2,000, okay? And that's normally, isn't it? Now, of course, if I put a lease option tenant buyer in there, I might be able to get a little more, okay? So if I get $2,000 a month and I'm paying out $1,200, my math says that's $800 a month you get to keep, right? So what do you do for a living now?
I work for a billboard company.
Okay. So how many hours you got to work to get $800?
Too many.
Too many. All right. Pretty soon you'll own the billboard company. All right, so what are you going to do with this?
Go get it under contract.
And do you know how to do that?
I will after this weekend.
That's correct. Come on up and get it, because this is the deal, man. In fact, I'm going to put a lease option tenant buyer in there. My bill will get a little more, okay? So if I get $2,000 a month and I'm paying out $1,200, my math says that's $800 a month you get to keep, right? So what do you do for a living now? I work for a billboard company. Okay. All right. So how many hours you got to work to get $800? Have you had a conversation with yourself with the seller?
Yes.
All right, and they said, I'll be happy to lease option it? Oh, my goodness. Did you talk about getting a deed?
No.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. In fact, come on up here, you're the seller. I'm gonna approach you in your house. You're the seller. Have a seat there, Mr. Seller. Okay, I'm knocking on your door.
Come in.
Thank you. All right. How are you?
I'm fine.
Your name is April. Hi, April. Okay. Can I just take a walk?
Sure.
No dogs, naked people, or anything?
No.
Okay. Walk, 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 walk. Bedroom, 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 bathroom, kitchen, kitchen. Yep. Living room. Yep. Looks like the last 2,000 of them. Okay. All right. Well, April, I actually have a couple of choices for you. One, you got to tell me, would you rather sell the house today, or would you rather just lease option it today?
I'd rather just sell it and get rid of it.
Okay, well, that'll narrow us down to choices then. What I'll do with your permission is I'll leave an agreement here that says that I'll buy your house for what you owe on it. I'll pay all your closing costs. I'll close whenever you're ready. About 3 days from now is the quickest I can close. And from that point on, it's not your concern anymore. Now, that does mean that I'm going to take over your debt. I'll start making your payments within the next 2 months. And that does mean the loan will stay in your name till I get it paid off sometime in the future. Keep you awake at night?
No?
Okay, well then that's what we'll do. It's that simple. I'll just buy your house instead of lease purchasing it from you. All right? All right, well let me get my purchase and sale agreement. Okay, I'll need your okay right there where it says, by the way, are you married?
No?
Okay, I'll need your okay where it says seller, right there. This is agreement, says I'm going to buy your house, I'm paying your closing costs, and we're closing next Wednesday. Any questions?
No?
All right, good. We're done. I just bought his house. Now, he's going to go to my attorney. My attorney's going to do the paperwork. All I'm doing is purchase and sale agreement right now, which is very simple to do, and in your book, I might add. All right, well, April, this conversation's over.
Thank you.
You just got a deal. And please, do not screw up the deal. All right, give him a round of applause for that. And I'm going to tell you, it's very likely she would much rather sell the house than lease option it. Wouldn't most people? So the only hurdle you got left is, will they sell it subject to? And I point blank told them, I'll take over your house, I'll buy your house, I'll pay the closing costs, I'll take over your debt, I will make payments on it until it's paid off sometime in the future. Did you notice how simple that was? Hello? I did not use the words subject to, which nobody understands. I just told her exactly what I was going to do in layman's terms. If she says okay, should you just shut up and do it? All right, then let your attorney handle the rest. You got a deal, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. And, you know, that's one of those once-in-a-lifetime deals that comes along about once a week. Okay, whose is this? John Slavic. Hey, I had you on the call the other night, didn't I, John? Where you at? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Huh? Okay. It is in Florida. We got a $142,000 loan, which is a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, and they'll sell it for what's owed. And John thinks it's worth about that or a little more, right, John? Somewhere between 150 and 200, close enough.
Right.
Close enough. Got a payment on it, $1,267, and yes, the payments are current, and yes, they will do a lease purchase. What's all that say there? Don't make me work so hard.
Bruce sounded like she wanted to do it. She had to talk to her daughter because she said her daughter is more business-like. So
Okay,
her
well, who
daughter's
owns the
supposed to call
house,
me.
mother or daughter?
The mother.
All right. Carpet is a little worn.
Room off the master. It could be a fourth bedroom. It's not on record, but it doesn't have a closet, but it could be a fourth
Okay.
bedroom.
All right, so the house could use a little work, right? But she'll sell it for what she owes, but what she owes is probably less than what it's owed. Come on, he's got comps for 153, 149, and 199. And it is a 1,800 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So, all right, John, what are we going to do? Is it a suspect or a prospect? Prospect. Prospect, prospect, prospect. The seller's already said yes to a lease purchase. It's not overfinanced. The payment is reasonable. House is in pretty good shape. Everything is working for you. What are you going to do?
I'm going to call the seller back and talk to her again. 'cause
What's to talk to her about? You call the seller back and make an appointment.
Okay, make an appointment then.
Make an appointment. You can do that today.
Well, the problem is it's an out-of-state, so I can't see her. I have to only talk to her.
But you can see the house.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Go see the house and then tell her what you'll do. And put it in writing and send it to her. And then if she sends it back, you got a deal. And you follow up till you get it back.
Okay.
All right? There it is. 2 out of 2. All right, next one. Another one from John. House owed 112, asking 110. I don't get that. So they're going to bring money to closing, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Worth in 129, 147, somewhere in there. 1,200 payment, and it is current, and yes, they will lease purchase it, and yes, they'll sell for what's owed on it, because it says so. All right. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,100 square feet, and does it need repairs? No.
Nope.
Gosh, guys.
I wish it was that easy. I talked to her. She was all for it. Then she told me that call back in a little bit to talk to her husband.
Uh-huh.
When I called back, they didn't answer the phone. I called her back the next day, got a hold of her. She said that her husband didn't have didn't feel good about it, and that the real thing came out is they talked to the realtor, and the realtor said, don't do it. So,
Okay. All right. Well, what you should do in that case is send them a note in about 30 days, another payment from now, and remind them that you're still there. In fact, what I would do is I'd take out a piece of paper and I'd write down what you'll do for them, and in 30 days call them again. Because no matter what the realtor said, the realtor's not making their payment for them.
that's true. And as she said she wanted 110, she knew she was going to go to closing and she'd have to pay if she was going to sell the house.
You
so.
need to point out that they're right on the paper now. I will lease option your property from you. It costs you nothing, or I will purchase it by taking over your debt and pay your closing costs. You decide. And we can close within a few days after you say go, period. And get that out to them in writing, because that's going to make a big difference. To have something in writing is a whole lot better than having something in air. And frankly,
Definitely.
if I were you and you're out in that area, knock on their door. Say, hey, I'm John, just wanted to check in. And I know your realtor told you not to do this, but, is your realtor going to make your payments for you? Is your realtor going to buy your house? So if you have any questions for me, now would be a good time.
Is the house listed by the realtor?
No.
No, she just getting the advice from their,
It's rented right now. It's not listed.
getting advice from
Or
their
is
realtor.
is this one listed?
Okay. Whose is this? This is David. David, where you at? Okay, David. We got a $163,000 loan. We got an asking price of $180,000. We got an ARV of about the same, maybe a little higher. And we got a payment of $1,545 plus $150 HOA dues. And the seller has said, yes, I will lease purchase, but no, I will not sell for what's owed. And that means they want a little bit of money. Remember, they owed $163, they're asking $180, and it's worth $180 or more, and the payment is $1,545. So, David, you tell me, suspect or prospect?
I was kind of dancing around with this one for a while. It could be a prospect as an axe deal.
That is correct. That is the right answer, because that's all it is.
Right.
It's an axe deal mostly because the payment is too high, or at its max.
Correct.
Plus, there's no equity in it, at least to speak of. So I'd go get a lease option agreement signed up, and I'd axe it and put somebody else in and collect about $10,000.
Right. Thank you.
Got it?
Yep.
Did you have an axe discussion with the seller?
No,
Why not?
because I was coming here.
Did you talk to the seller?
Not yet.
You haven't talked to the seller. Okay, well, then you got to get the script right out of my book and have the axe discussion with the seller. And you do that before you go take a look at the house.
Okay.
Okay, here's another one he's got. House is free and clear. And they're asking $249, and it looks like it might be worth, according to his comps, $260, $265. Seller thinks it's worth 270. Seller says what to owner financing, David?
Yes. No, to owner financing? No.
Where do I see that? So it's a, did you ask him, did anybody ask him if they'd owner finance it?
Yeah, he said no. He would do a lease option.
But he will do a lease option.
Yeah, and then also my comps actually came in at 160, not at he says it's worth 270, but my comps are at 160.
Well, 160, okay. Well, I'm looking at your comps. It says 237, 260, and 265.
No, that's what the VA wrote.
Well, where'd the VA get that from?
I don't know, but I did my research and it's 165.
Well, I don't believe you. I got too much evidence to believe your VA.
No, it's worth 165, Ron.
Well, that's what you say. Show me the comps.
It's on Realist. I went on there. There's
Where did your VA get those three comps?
I have no idea.
Well, maybe you should ask. I'm sure she didn't make them up. And
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to know why I think that the VA is closer to right than you are?
Why?
Well, because the seller's asking, the seller's done a little bit of work, and I got three right there that I just can't believe are fiction, that are closer to their number than your number.
Yeah, I pulled up on the MLS list too, and there was three that were completely remodeled and sold. The top was 165, and they were a bigger
Doesn't mean
size.
that it's a good comp, though, Dave.
No? Okay.
Do your homework, do what your gut tells you to do, but in the situation we're in right now, you guys got to be very careful about your comps, because I can't tell you how many deals get killed because people grossly underestimate the value of the property, largely because they're using bank-owned properties for comps.
Ron, worst case scenario, let's hypothetically say the comps are, let's say, 165, and he has it at 270, but he's willing to let it go at 240. So he's willing,
I wouldn't do it.
just, okay.
I wouldn't touch it. Because he's just totally unrealistic. All right, next. Wayne. Got a $50,000 loan with a 75 payment that is current, and they're asking 50, so they're asking what they owe. And the ARV, they think it's 88, you think it's 100 in good condition. And they will lease purchase it. So what kind of condition is it in? It says that it does need some work. Any idea how much work, Wayne?
About 15,000.
About 15? Perfect. It's a two-bedroom, one-bath, 1,100 square foot house. Does have a basement, and they're getting divorced, moved out, put 3 different renters in it, and they didn't like the results. Imagine that. Okay. Did they answer yes or no? They answered yes, they will lease purchase it.
He's open to
Right.
options.
Where are you at? Hold your hand up. All right. You know what? You'd be better off taking a debt over subject to, wouldn't you? Huh? He only owes $50,000 on it. I want you to temporarily forget the condition. Can you? Hello? Did I not just tell you that Scott's got 5 applicants for a house that needs $15,000 worth of work on it? Right?
Yes.
I think you should take over the debt subject to, if he'll let you, buy the house, then put a work for equity tenant buyer in there at maybe $80,000. And let them do the work with their own hands and their own labor. And if they do fine, if they don't fine. And you got a monthly payment that all you got to do is make sure they cover your monthly payment, which is probably PITI. It almost has to be on a $50,000 loan. Plus, I'll bet you that that loan is paying down at lightning speed now, because it's probably in the latter part of the loan. So this is one you want to buy. I got a house right now, out here, right in this area we're in, sort of. I took it over subject to 10 years ago now. And there was almost $80,000 owed on it then. And I haven't put any money in this house. I'm only on my second tenant buyer in it right now. The debt is paid down to the low 40s. I haven't touched the house. First tenant buyer lived in there 9 years. And I didn't do a thing to this house. They moved out And I put another one in there as is. That house needs $20,000 worth of work if I had to renovate it. So I put another one in there as is. They're making the payment, PITI, and that's about all I'm getting out of it. But each time they gave me $3,000 to $5,000. This last guy gave me $3,000 plus the first month's payment. And pretty soon they're going to have the house paid off. So, I don't care whether they buy it or not. It's a free house to me 10 years ago. And this seems like the same thing. I bet you within 10 years the thing's free and clear.
12.
So, what are you going to do? What do you do from here?
Well, I personally don't want to be a landlord, so I'm going to axe it.
You're going to pass?
I'm going to put a
Huh?
tenant, I would put a tenant buyer in there and get an option fee
You're going to put a tenant buyer in
or
there.
an assignment fee.
You're going to sign it. And so you've got this, I don't want to be a landlord attitude.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Have you been there, done that with tenant buyers who give you several $1,000s up front? Who
Yes.
agree to make all the repairs? Huh?
Once or twice.
Okay, so what did you
Years
do?
ago.
What did you do to screw it up the last time?
Market tank.
I'm going to tell you right now that you should work on adjusting that attitude, because putting tenant buyers in a house is a whole different business than putting tenants in houses. And if you guys aren't willing to put tenant buyers in houses, you're going to you're killing the goose right now. You're totally destroying the ability to create cash flow, occasional chunks of cash when they move out and you replace them, and wealth from debt pay down and later cash outs. And I'm telling you, tenant buyers are a pleasure to deal with compared to tenants. And we'll discuss all that tomorrow. But there it is. Do whatever you want to do with it. I can assure you, I've never made a nickel on all of the deals I didn't do. All right, there's another one for Wayne. Asking price $69,900, loan $61,200. Looks like the comps are pretty much what they owe, a little more. Payment $625, and they say yes, they will lease purchase it for the loan balance. So this one's kind of simple. Go lease purchase it if you want. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Oh, I don't know about this one though. Look at that, guys. 700 square feet. To me, that would kill it dead, Wayne. I don't want any more 700 square foot houses. Had enough. Too hard to get people in. Why do you guys bring all of this junk? Okay, free and clear. Ed from Florida. Asking 90. Seller says it's worth 78, but still wants 90. Your comps say it's worth 85 to 90, but it says yes, they will owner finance. Where you at, Ed?
Right here.
All righty. Did you have a conversation with the seller yourself?
Yes, I've had one conversation.
Okay, did you discuss this seller financing stuff?
I tried to, and he wanted to actually just said maybe he might do it.
Maybe?
And maybe,
Well, that's okay.
but it depends on him getting some cash out of it.
Well, what should you have said?
How much?
That's right. Did you?
I tried to, but I still couldn't get a figure out of him.
Huh?
I
Didn't get
tried
figure?
to, but I couldn't get a figure out of him.
All right. What did you say to him?
I just asked him, how much would he have to have in order for us to make this deal work for him.
Uh-huh. And he said?
He says, I just don't know right this minute exactly how much, because he's planning to move he wants to move to, from the East Coast over to the West Coast, him and his wife.
Uh-huh. All right. How about you and I having this conversation? Wayne, where'd you go? All right. You and I are going to have this conversation. Okay? I'm the buyer. You're him. You're going to act like him, right?
Okay.
What's him's name?
David.
David. All right. David, you
Yes,
say
sir.
you'll own or finance it?
Yes.
Do you have
Get
anything
some
in mind?
cash. I'm sorry?
Do you have anything in mind?
Maybe 25
25 what?
cash.
25 cash?
Uh-huh.
Down?
Yes.
What would be your second choice?
More if I could get it.
Okay. Well, Dave, there's no way I'm going to buy your house and give you $25,000 down. So you're saying if you don't get less down, you don't want to sell it with owner financing?
No, I'd have to see what an offer would be like and
You'd have to see what?
I'd have to see what the offer would be and talk it over with my wife.
I don't have an offer. I'm trying to find out what you want to determine whether I can give it to you or not. And so far, I'm not liking the way this conversation's going. Are you
Well,
saying that you have to have a great big down payment or you won't sell it with owner financing?
no, I would sell it with owner financing.
Will you sell it with nothing down?
No, because I need cash to go buy another one over.
How much cash?
I'm assuming I'm going to need about, somewhere between 15 to 25,000.
Okay, well, I wouldn't be able to get that for you on this house. So what will you do if you don't get the cash?
Just have to wait for another offer.
Is that what you want to do?
Well, at this time, yes,
Okay, would you take my name and number in case it doesn't work out the way you plan?
sure will.
In fact, Dave, does it ever work out the way you plan? Huh?
Usually not.
Okay, then will you take my name and number? Do not lose it. Here's what I can do for you. I can buy your house with owner financing. I can make you monthly payments. I will not put up a big down payment. Or I can lease purchase it from you and still make you a monthly payment. But that's about all I can do for you. Because if I paid cash, you wouldn't like my offer. In fact, I would embarrass you with an all-cash offer in this market. But either one of those you want to do, I can do, and I can do it just in a few days, and whenever you're ready, call me and let me know, and we'll get back together. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. Pardon me? How much down payment can I put down? I usually buy them with no money down. Will that work for you? No? Well, okay, no problem. I got 4 other people to see today. All right. Who's in control of that conversation? Oh, Wayne, back to you, man. This the same Wayne?
Yeah. That
All
house
right.
I just found out that house
Well,
sold.
congratulations for at least
somebody
bringing
else.
in the deals. Look at this. Seller's asking $400,000. I didn't know there was a house in Indiana worth that much. Asking 400, but the seller thinks it's worth 5 1/4, and you think it's worth 460 at least, right?
Yes.
And the seller says, yes, I will owner finance. Free and clear. So, did you talk to the seller yourself?
Actually, no, but actually one of my guys just called and said that she took another offer at lunch. He told me at lunchtime today it's gone.
She what?
It's gone. She took another offer.
No, it's not gone until you call her and find out if it's closed. Guys, please do not assume because somebody tells you it's sold that it's sold. It's not sold. Okay, somebody might be just pumping her full of hot air, or somebody might have just said, I'll give you more, and to her that means it's sold. Verify it's sold first, because if they will owner finance this property and they're reasonable, you got a sweet, sweet deal there. You're already going to buy it well below market value, and if you could create some good terms on this, I could easily see you getting a $1,500 a month cash flow on this one house because of the price range. For example, if I can get her to take, say, $800 a month they'll pay it, or $1,000, probably get $2,500 a month out of this house. Wouldn't you agree? All right?
At least.
That's huge. That's big time huge. So I'm in. Now, what if I can't? What if she wants more down than I can give her? Can I at least turn it into an axe deal? Let's say she wants $25,000 down. I'll go find somebody with $35,000. Pretty simple. I don't take questions unless they're on the mic. All right, John. John got a $150,000 loan, South Carolina, asking $299,900. Seller thinks it's worth $315,000. You think it's worth $300,000. I can't. Will the seller owner finance? Well, no. Will the seller lease purchase? Not circled, John. Which is it?
They will lease purchase, or they may take some seller financing, they weren't sure.
All right. They have a $2,000 a month payment.
They're paying extra to pay it down.
Okay.
He thought it was around $1,100 a month.
All right, and it's a 3, 2.5, don't know the square footage. What's that down here? 16 acres?
It's a horse farm.
This is a 16-acre property?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
He'll take 260 all cash.
Huh?
He'll take 260, it's worth 315.
Okay, but you told me they'd at least purchase it.
Yes.
I wonder if they'd own or finance it. Did they blatantly say no?
No, he's open to it. It's been on the market for over a year. He's already moved.
Oh, my
Bought
goodness.
another place.
All right. Oh, my goodness. All right. 200 and, they're asking 299, but he'd take 260?
Yes.
Okay, here's your offer. 260,000, $10,000 down, and I want you to give them $1,000 a month till paid, and starting in 3 months. You writing this?
Yep.
Okay, but here's the kicker. You got a 16-acre property. I want you to make darn sure you get a release clause for this property per square foot, not per acre, per square foot. So in other words, actually, do you have any idea how much land would be required to have a house where this one is? It's probably going to be 1 acre. It could be as much as 5 acres. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we need to find that out. We go, what am I thinking, guys? Absolutely. I want to split this thing off. Let's hope we get lucky and hope the house is up here on one corner of it. That would be nice.
It's in the front corner. There's about an acre in front of it.
Oh, cool.
But it sits in the front right corner.
Oh, cool. So let's say we have a surveyor draw off a 5-acre tract if it's not already done, and the house sits on 5 acres. So that leaves 11 acres over here that can be developed into something, now or later. He needs to structure this deal so that he can pay off the house and the land it's on without paying off the rest, or vice versa. So if he sells that 11 acres to a developer or a builder or something, he wants to be able to have it built right into his mortgage that they have to take X to release whatever parcel he's selling. If that makes any sense to you. All right, in the meantime, your offer is, as I wrote there, but you need a release clause that simply says that they will release any portion of the land for the same price per square foot as you paid for it.
Okay.
And you need to establish a value on the house and the land that it's on, and I'd put maybe $150,000 value. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you owe them $100,000 on the land and $150,000 on the house and the land it's on.
Okay.
All right, I know that's complicated, but. All right, Bruce, what do we got here? I guess it's free and clear. Asking 70. Seller estimates the value at 70. We have no comps from Bruce, so we have no clue what it's really worth. And yes, the seller will own, no, the seller will not own or finance, but they will lease purchase.
Yeah, Ron, I just got that when I was coming up to the boot camp. I got here Thursday night late, and my VA talked to him, but I haven't been able
You haven't
to get a
talked
hold
to
of
him,
him.
right?
Correct.
Okay, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square foot house, and it looks like it says it needs repairs. Do you have any idea how much?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, you need to get on the telephone with them and see what they have in mind, if it's free and clear. First, if I were you, I'd go do some comps on it. You can do that in the back of the room there if you want. Find out what you think it's worth. It's in Florida, Venice, huh? Okay. I'll bet you it's worth more than that, unless it's in a war zone or something. So you got to, huh?
He needs a new VA.
No, he needs to spend a little time with this VA before we go whacking VAs.
Correct.
Okay. Always easier to fire than train.